because the COVID is new for every peoples over the world, not only in Nepal, but of course because of being the developing countries on that part, we had a lack of more resources and a lack of human resources and physical resources as well, and the people were much more affected and has more sensitized on that part as well. But good thing is we had a community-based organizations. We call it CDMC, Community-Based Disaster Management Committee. These are the community-based institutions who are the front workers to respond to the any disaster. Especially, we had designed it to respond to the flood. But what we learned during this COVID is we mobilize this, the CDMCs. We mobilize the other local institutions like the cooperatives, saving and credit groups in these COVID periods as well. So the people, the CDMCs, cooperative, saving credit groups, and also farmers groups we had formed during our project period, we mobilized to them to pass the or sensitizing the COVID educations as well. Like these groups were mobilized for a kind of educating to the people, door-to-door campaigns for sensitizing the people that they need to keep the physical distances, and also they need to wash their hand with the soaps, and also sanitizers they need to manage on that part, and how the COVID transfer from one people to another, one group to another kind of the things. We had utilized that kind of the groups. That was the one major things which we had not provisioned for the COVID, but because of this, the emergency situation came arise suddenly, and we mobilized to them for the the COVID response. I really want to thank to our donors who had provided that gift and support to our these communities who had really need on that part, because it's a COVID. Yeah, has been the very serious on that part, and this group of the people where we have been working, they are very away from getting the services from the government, and even the other development agencies are not able to reach out to that areas. These are the neglected areas on that part, and these gifts and supports, through these gifts and supports, we which we have supported to the communities. We have supported to the health post with the medical equipments, the hospital beds, some of the ventilators, some of the other medical materials like masks, sanitizations as well. It's really very interesting that when we designed the project, we had not thought that these communities where we have been working, it's basically the border areas, and hopefully that in the border areas there are the the political and social dispute as well, because of the countries, yeah, there one the legal boundaries and other things. But after our programs, what we have found, the institution, loose institutions we formed, we call it the transboundary transboundary citizen forums. So we are bringing the people from the India side, and from also the people from the Nepal side, and they discuss to each other's their issues, not only the disaster issues, but also they talk about the the some of the political, religious, and other things, and where there was a much more dispute at the beginning of when we had started, and we thought that the project maybe get failure because of this dispute. But from our midterm evaluation, what we have found is there is really very good the social cohesion with that the communities, because of this people to people connection, because of this transboundary citizen forums which we have formed. We have trained to them on that part. We have gone through the increasing the social capitals among them. We have trained to them, creating the peace and harmony among them. Only through that the systems they can can fight or prepare for the this kind of the disaster. And good thing is, in the even into the India side, when the in the last year there was a fire in the one of the communities. And most of the peoples in the India side, the male people were not in the village, in that village. They had gone outside of that village, and the people from the Nepal went to the that areas and supported to the Indian communities, and to manage this, the fire in the at the house. And there are the other couple of the, the events that they have been working together to advocacy to the local governments as well, for bringing the some of the bridge or some of the, the culvert to their communities. Sometimes the Indian communities also come to the Nepal areas and support to our communities for doing the advocacy part on that part as well. So these are the things that we had not thought in the past, but it is come as a, unexpected result. And want to thank to our donors who had provided that lot of supports to our communities. So it's a highly appreciated on behalf of that communities, and also as a project director from my side, I really want to thank to our donors. Thank you.